Oh, what's up? We live? Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. And tonight, we have a couple of very special guests. This basketball head is one of the top high school trainers in New York City. He's a product of Bed-Stuy. You know, we seen him come up early. He went to high school at Mary Bertram High School, Global Institute, and he attended Nassau Community College. This basketball head started training in 2009 at CS21, Bed-Stuy, the place where I began teaching. He also began his coaching career, AAU, 2017, for the Brooklyn Ballers, run by my guys Gary Shears and Anthony Gill. To add to his training resume, this basketball head has 3 of the top guards in New York City right now for the class of 2023. He just sent the kid who was overlooked his whole life to becoming a Division I player. And now that kid attends Wagner University, as we call it, Wagner College. He also worked at numerous camps and clinics. But also joining him tonight is one of the top guards in the country. Listen, it's another kid who I saw come up from the beginning. But this guy got together with that kid and they formed a team that I think you're going to see together for a long time. This basketball head has been working hard since he was 6 years old, and that training was right there at his side. We're going to get into who's joining him a little later. But let's welcome to the show New York City top high school trainer, Michael Chavis, and his protege, Mr. Top 28 himself, TyLaur Johnson. Let's do it, baby.
Y'all ready?
Y'all ready?
Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online. Buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, listen, man. I'm ecstatic. I know I just woke up, but I'm ecstatic. I wanted to make sure I had the right energy for tonight because, you know, you guys are 2 of my favorite guys in the neighborhood. I remember some years going back, we're just walking into 21 because I taught there and going to say hi to some people, and who I always saw in the gym was you guys working out, getting it in.
Right.
And this was early on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you guys were able to join me. What's up, Ty? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. I'm glad we can make this happen. Trust me. So I want to jump right into this. We're going to go with Mike first, and I'm going to peel off and get you in here, Ty, all right? So you just stick right there. Who introduced you to the game, Mike?
I got introduced to the game real young as a kid. One of my mentors, a guy that been a father figure in my life, been taking care of me since I was young. A guy named Eric Gaffney used to just take me out, hoop with me all the time. All types of sports too. I played basketball, baseball, football. I did it all. So he was there for me through all of that.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, man, you know, growing up in Bed-Stuy, you kind of had to do it all, you know, baseball, basketball, football, whatever that everybody else is getting into, you know, you wanted to participate.
That was the way you went. Right.
For sure, for sure. So when you was coming up, Who was the best guy in the neighborhood? Who was the guy that everybody was like, you know what? Man, that's the guy right there. We need him out also behind.
You know, one of my best friend was the guy that I used to watch like that. That was the guy that I would try to always push myself to get on his level because he was right there next to me, and I got to watch his development and growth close up. And he was there to push me every step of the way throughout that process of him developing. So he was big time for me. That's my best friend, Robert Sticks Mitchell. So he was big for me, man. One on one
Six.
games, all of that.
And you need that, you know, that support. You know, and a lot of times we don't get a chance to be next to the guy who's the best guy who we looking up to.
Yeah,
right? So when we get a chance, it's
right.
a different story.
Right, you need to play against somebody better than you all the time to push you. So I had that right there next to me every day. So it was a good reminder of where I was trying to get to.
Listen, you need that player to let you know you need to get better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For us, it was the older guys. It was a rite of passage.
Yes.
Everybody had to come through and play to make sure you stayed on the court.
Exactly.
You know, shit, you couldn't stay on the court. Breathe, boy, ain't no sense in going over to 262 and playing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you had to be able to hold it down here, then go over there and play, then go up top. You know what I'm saying? 309, then go down further on and keep playing.
Energy for all of it too, but we was built for it. We wanted to do it every day. That was what we wanted to do. So it was second nature to us.
Ty, who introduced you to the game, man? Who introduced you to the game?
Well, I started off playing like football, so my friends like went to 21 too. We all played on the same team, so they told me to come play one day, and I thought it was like fun. So I just started playing basketball from there.
You know, it's so crazy because your dad said the same thing. Like he started out playing football and transitioned over to playing basketball.
Yep.
Look, young fella, I know y'all probably see a coach named Coach Breeze that walks around the neighborhood. He coached me like 40 years ago, and I was quarterback of the Renegades, right? Here's my Heisman Trophy. So we all football players at the core.
There you go.
You know? And it does something to your toughness. That's why I think a lot of guys from Brooklyn had that extra toughness because a lot of us played that football or that rough two-hand touch football in the concrete.
Yep. On them snow days. There you go.
Yes. Definitely. So, let's walk through your high school years, Mike, right? You're developing early on, you know, you from the town, which consists of boys and girls, Robeson, other schools like that. What made you go out to Murray Bertram?
Honestly, at the time when I first entered high school, basketball wasn't even big on my agenda at the time. So I strictly made my high school decision based off of where my friends were going and, you know, us wanting to attack that together. You know, that was just something we had talked about. So we just wanted to do something together. But I wound up ending up in a place that was really prestigious as far as basketball was concerned. And I got to learn a lot from being there.
For those you don't know, Mary Bertram produced some of the greatest high school female basketball players in the world, not just in the city, in the world. And I know, you know, for us guys who rarely got to see girls play, we made sure we got to see Mary Bertram play because it was a different kind of game.
Yeah, it was a different atmosphere. Like, you know, just in walking around the hallways, you know, like just seeing them walking around the hallways and knowing that we needed to get ourselves up to their level. You know what I mean? It wasn't vice versa at Bertram, you know, so we needed to get ourselves to where the girls was, essentially. So, you know, we would see them and try to, you know, just steal a little bit of their work ethic and the things that they were doing and see how we could incorporate that on the boys' side. So they had a great coach, you know, he had a great staff and all of that stuff. So, you know, we got to see close up what championships were like.
Somebody say, yeah, and now they got another gem. What?
Bertram?
Oh, I thought they was talking about Mary Bertram has another gym inside the school, but that's I
Oh,
think they're talking about something else.
okay.
All right. Oh, in a senior, another gym in a senior. Got you. All right, Ty, let's go to you real quick, right? Now, you played with Jakai White
Yeah.
in public school, correct?
Yes.
So just imagine Jakai White getting passes from TyLaur. They're like 5th and 6th grade, killing, winning championships at 21. And this is early on. A lot of people don't know.
This was 3rd, 4th grade. This was 4th, 5th grade, actually.
It was undefeated.
Wow. So tell me about those experiences, Ty, and what was it like back then playing with Jakai?
It was kind of fun. I think that's why I like passing the ball because he had every shot. He was a great shooter back then, and we was undefeated 2 years in a row.
Listen, I'm feeling very, very proud right now, right? Salute to Rob, who want to check in. You know, me and your dad grew up together, man. He would just pull me to the side every now and again, and this is early on. I want to salute my guy, Live 1-0, my guy Omar, another guy who to pull me to the side, and my guy Cookie Head, right? Even though I wasn't at every game, these guys would keep me informed of what was going on in the neighborhood, especially what was happening at 21. So I knew you guys had something special going on for a long time, you
Yep.
know, and seeing your progress and where you guys are right now, man, this is a blessing. And you guys are making all of us proud, trust me, because we watch it, you know. Now, Ty, you go on junior high school, and then there's a period now, you go into high school, right? You're attending Nazareth High School with the great Tiny Morton, you know, my former teammate. How was that short time there? Because I know at one time you was on a freshman team averaging like 30, and there was some bumps in that path that led you to go on to play varsity your freshman year. How was that?
Yeah. The one played the big part in that. Like he pushed me like real hard. I was waking up at like 6 in the morning, going to the
We
beach.
talking about Coach DeWan McMillan,
Yes.
Dwayne McMillan's son.
Yeah.
Yes.
He woke me up like 6 in the morning, ran the beach. Then I had to run stairs. Then I got up like 1,000 shots like every day.
That was a tough time. He had to transition from, you know, into the high school game, and Duane was big time for that because he coached him like he was an adult. You know, he coached him, you know, like he was a seasoned veteran already, and that was big for his development. You know, we were getting up, like he said, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, going out for workouts at the beach and everything like that. And he played a big part in him being ready to play varsity in his freshman year. He made some big plays for the varsity team and did a lot of great things as far as someone who came onto the team 3 quarters through the season already. The season was almost over when he moved up, and he was able to, you know, blend right in with everybody that was there from day one.
Do y'all know the real story of, I'm not gonna get into the whole thing, but of how he got moved to varsity?
Yeah.
You know, right, Tyler?
Yeah.
All right, so we gonna keep it like that, right?
Yeah.
We always gotta look out for each other no matter what, and have each other back, right? So when you know you got somebody, you know, you can call and say, you know what, let's make some things happen.
Right.
It got done,
Right.
right? So that evening we go out, we making an event.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln is playing Nazareth. So my school that I went to is playing against your school. So I'm like, oh, that. Me, my guy Arthur, a couple of my guys, we all come out. Top first game on varsity. And I'm blown away. I'm blown away just by how advanced he was at that time. You know, we talking about he had TJ, he had Khalil Brantley on his damn team. Just imagine. These guys would be running the city right now.
Mm-hmm. And we were secretly using all of those guys as motivation from the time we walked in the door. You know, we had those guys up on our wall. We were trying to get to the same level that they were at. You know, he had to go through a period of time where he was fighting and scratching to make his name, and he, you know, still fighting and scratching right now for the national acclaim that he deserves right now. So, you know, like we're just he just took that opportunity there. He grabbed it by the horns, and like you said, he did a great job on the freshman team as far as leading and carrying them, and then he moved up, and it just clicked from day one because of his versatility as a point guard. He's a true point guard, you know, not a selfish guy, always looking for his teammates. Those are the things that we, you know, implement all the time in our drills and what we're doing every day in the gym. So, you know, that's his thing. He's one of the best guys I know at being able to listen to something that I'm giving him and go and apply it right to the game immediately after. Like, it doesn't take him too long after I tell him something to go right in and put it in, and he's effective with that.
I've been watching a lot of the top guys play the last couple of years. What I'm most impressed by with Ty, again, is his ability to play above his level. The fact that he liked the pass, right? The biggest thing with me and seeing Ty's development is how dedicated he is on defense. Knowing where he's at and where he can go, and knowing he probably has the advantage over most of these guards his age, right? Because of his body stature the way it is now, and that heart of his, and that warrior mentality that he has at a young age that a lot of kids don't have.
Yeah.
You know,
and
it showed that he's coming from a place of great education on and off the court.
Yeah, no, he had it from young. I mean, our first encounters with each other was in the gym in 21, just playing one-on-ones. And, you know, even though I used to knock him around and stuff, he would always coming back. He was like that little gnat that you trying to fend off you, you know. He was back, never discouraged, always trying to win a one-on-one. And he played me every day like he was the same height and size as me. So, you know, like that was big development, and he got that dog in him, you know. And so a lot of people don't have that, but he's definitely got that dog in him. He's a 94 guy. He gonna play you on both ends. You gonna get everything he got.
Ty, what do you think separates you? And it's not saying that you're better than anybody else, but we just talking about you and your progress. What do you think make you one of the top guys in the area, right now? What makes you one of the top guys in the area right now from your perspective?
Experience. I've been in a lot of game situations, and I think my IQ is very high, and I study the game a lot.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. And what are some of your biggest challenges playing against guys all over the country, right? What's some of the biggest challenges coming from this side of America and going other places and playing?
Some of the guys, they don't really they be more athletic, more stronger, sometimes faster, but not as smart as me.
So now you start to get a taste of what out of town is like, and I see this little kid coming up, you know, looking like a regular 9th grader, 10th grader, and then I see you, and your shoulders now like this. Your back, the way your back is. Now listen, I'm talking about from a ball player perspective. I've seen Rod Strickland transform the same way. And salute to my guy, Rod Strickland.
Yeah, I saw him.
See him transform the same way.
He just saw Rod last night, actually.
He was at my game.
What was that like? Now, I just got finished talking to him a few minutes ago.
I saw him I didn't see him when I was playing, but I saw him after. I was like, wait, that's Kyrie Godfather.
That's crazy. That's how they know Rod Strickland, right? It's Kyrie.
Isn't that crazy? Yo, brother, when I'm talking about one of the best
One of the
basketball
best.
players in basketball history.
Oh, fuck.
Now, Mike, I'm telling you, I've seen Ross Strickland transform like our guy's transforming right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But the difference is he's doing it at a younger age.
Right, right.
When Ross Strickland's body started to transform, it was when he went to Oak Hill.
And that's the crazy thing is like that's what's so different about this era is that we didn't really have guys like that back then at the time that could guide us through things with
We didn't have a you. We
yeah
didn't have a you,
yeah,
Mike.
you had to already be like the top guy to get guys to come work you out and take care of you and all of that kind of stuff. So that's why this training thing now is so good because a lot of kids they deal with things that aren't even basketball related as far as the fears that they have when they're on the floor and just not wanting to mess up and things like that. We don't have a lot of guys that are out here trying to grab it by the horns with that dog mentality, and it's good that we have trainers now who can help get them through that, you know what I mean, and jump over those mental hurdles and get back to the game and and focus on just being as talented as they can be on the floor without having the roadblocks mentally. So it's a good thing that they are trainers now and stuff like that because even with his development, like I'm talking to him damn near every night. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending him clips. I'm making sure he's on his P's and Q's about everything he's supposed to be doing on the floor as a leader, as a point guard. So, like this thing is 24/7. It's not something that you can just pick up when you want and just drop it when you don't want it. This is something that we've been doing for since about probably about 10 years now, me and him. So, you know what I mean? We got a lot of time put in now and it's starting to see the benefits of it now.
Mike, what are some of the challenges you see he faces when he goes abroad and plays, getting that national attention? Because we know what kind of challenges that's out there, especially for our kids that's coming from this side.
Right. And one of the things I think that was big for him was that we wanted to get him out of New York. We wanted to get him someplace secluded where he could just focus on basketball and not worry about all of the stuff that's going on here that's just negative and not pertaining to what his goals are as far as his future is concerned. So we had to get him out of here, and now he's in Jersey and he's doing his thing out there. His challenges really are just within himself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? As far as the national attention is concerned, that'll come. We've adapted a new mentality now. Like we're trying to kill everything. Like we're not taking our foot off nobody's neck. We trying to make sure that every time he go out there, he got tunnel vision and he's going towards what he's got to do. Like he's focused right now and locked in, and we trying to make sure he make an example out of anybody that step foot in front of him right now. So I feel like the challenges are just within himself, but he does a good job of getting over those things. Even with his shooting recently, he's been shooting the ball way better now. He goes through his little mental things with that now too. But again, he's 4 threes yesterday. You know what I mean? So you see him now. He's pull up game winner. Like this is the stuff that we go through over every day in the gym. He has his mental hurdles too, but he just attacks them and he gets over it at the end of the day.
Salute to my guy BG on the check-in.
Word. What's
Say
up?
what's up, Mike.
Going on,
For sure.
man? My boy.
The guys that tap in. Salute to my guy BG and everything he has going on. And we talked about this before. I had Jerry Powell on, and we talked about the importance of trainers right now, right? And it's not to slight coaches, but the fact that you guys are having so much success, do you think that plays on the fact that a lot of coaches aren't teaching?
I don't put it to that at all. I would never try to equate it to that because I feel like coaches, in whatever capacity they are, college, high school, street, whatever the case may be, they all want to win, you know what I'm saying? So nobody's going out there intentionally doing the wrong things or stealing the kid's confidence away and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, I don't see it as being that. But what I do see it is that a coach has to deal with 12 to 15 personalities, you know, attention deficits, all of that kind of stuff. You gotta really be able to blend things as a coach, as to where a trainer gets to really focus on the individual. I only have to worry about his needs at the end of the day, you know. So I don't try to, you know, down talk the coaches or anything like that, because I know their job is really hard when it's trying to blend so many different people and, you know, and personalities and all of that stuff. So for me, it's just the fact that me and him get to build so much one-on-one, and anybody else that I train, we get to build one-on-one because I have that time with them in the gym. I'm watching every rep. I get to correct every rep. So, you know, naturally the relationship is just built.
Hey, Tom, who is your toughest competition out here?
I wouldn't say out here. I would say like in Jersey.
Hold on, fam. Hold on, fam. Y'all heard what he said? Yo, I hope my guy from NY Prospects is on right now.
At Jersey,
They do a hell of a job at high school, definitely.
sir. Yes, sir.
Did you hear what TyLaur said? And we're not trying to stir up no controversy, but I seen the kid play. He said New York City.
Yeah.
Tell me about Jersey, Tom.
Well, it's like a good guard on every team out there. Everybody has a good guard. So it's really a tough night for me every night.
And you at Roselle, right?
No, I'm at St. Benedict's.
St. Benedict, St. B. Correct. All right, cool. So, Mike.
Yes.
Come back to you a little bit. I'm going to get back to Tom, right? When you was young and you were coming up, tell me about your thoughts and aspirations that you had that led you to become a coach and trainer.
You know, just playing basketball throughout my life, and knowing the things that I struggled with as a player, as far as like the mental hurdles, like I said, the fear, you know, not wanting to let my light shine sometimes, you know, and grab this situation by the horns. I didn't really have anybody to talk to me and help me get through those moments, or help me to expand upon whatever it was that I already had in my game. So I wanted to be that for other people, you know. I wanted to be what I saw the good guys doing out there, the guys that were able to, you know, block out the crowd and block out the naysayers and all of that, and still go out and perform. And I wanted to make sure that any kids that were struggling with that, that I was there to, you know, just give them the same thing that I needed to hear when I was their age, and hopefully that could get them over whatever that, you know, that hurdle was that's stopping them from, you know, being the best player that they can be. I just wanted to make sure I gave them, you know, some type of direction, or just easing them into the basketball thing, because a lot of times you get thrown into the fire with this, and we don't allow kids the chance to develop, you know. Like the kid I was telling you about, Zaire Williams, you know,
Yeah.
kid that, you know, if it was just for what everyone else said or, you know, thought about him, he wouldn't be where he is today if he took that, you know. So me and him, late nights on the phone, having conversations, building up confidence, talking about games, and, you know, just constantly letting him know that he didn't have to play down because other people thought guys were better than him and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, I've dealt with it firsthand already in this, you know, in the training thing. So that's what I wanted to be in it for, just to help kids get over stuff like that and continue to grow in basketball and be the best players they could be.
Man, that's so important, man, because, you know, guys like me coming up, wish I had that. Like
Right.
yourself, wish you had that. The great thing with Todd, man, Todd, come up, man. You know, this is why, you know, I think you're going to have a great chance of doing what you want to do in life, because not only you got Coach Mike with you, You got your dad with you. You got your mom with you. When you go out of town, your brother's there with you, right? That's a very, very important foundation to have, Ty. I'm telling you, brother, you are blessed, and you are put on a path right now to where you want to go. Because in order to be successful, you have to have a foundation, and you also have to have support. That's very important. I've seen the best make it because they had that support. And you have it, young brother. You have it, man. What does it mean now? And I'm telling you, I'm asking you to keep it real because I know your brothers are listening right now. And we just want to give your brother love right now, right? What does it mean when you go out of town and knowing your brother is up the top on the bleachers filming every game?
As loud as he can.
Like, what does that mean? No, I mean this because I wish I had my brothers at the game.
It means a lot to me. He always supported me. My whole family always supported me. They love watching me play. And I just want to make them proud. So that's why I do what I do.
And just know, you have that from the beginning. Coach Mac waking you up early, pushing you, making you think a couple of years ahead of your age bracket. Coach Mike doing the same thing and knowing, when things go bad, you come home and you have somebody to lean on. A lot of kids, they go home to empty rooms, empty homes, no support. And somehow they pull it together.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, you see something gets derailed because they didn't have that supportive package coming up. So I want to let you know, Ty, like the path that you on right now, brother, please stay on it and make sure that you have a community of people behind you, brother. Just know that. I know, because when I see you every time in the street, when I don't see you, you make sure I see you, right? And that's love. Let you know. All right? We all love you, man. That's real. So, since you said that New York City, are we godless right now? Now, I'm not asking you, Tom. I'm asking Mike.
No, we're not godless right now. One of my other guys is here in New York right now, getting ready to make some big noise. Look out for him at Severian this year.
What's his name? What's his name?
Nasir Muhammad. He just went to Severian. He's been doing some good stuff. He had a great peach jam this summer. So he's coming back confident. And I feel like he's going to really get it going for the New York Guards again and make some noise out here and really get the city buzzing again.
Tom, didn't you just hit a game winner out of town recently?
I had a game winner last night versus Elliott.
Tell me about that, man. And where was it at? Where was the game played?
It was played in Roselle Catholic. It was a tough game. We went into triple overtime. It came down to sudden death. Next batch should win. We got to stop. I got the ball.
Okay, all right, hold on. Time out. Coach calls a timeout, correct?
No.
Y'all get to set up a play, or is in game and you got to go for what you know?
So after we got to stop, the coach didn't call no timeout. He said, Ty, you got it. And so when I was coming up the court, I told everybody to go flat. Because the night before I left the gym, I hit 25 in a row. And we doing the same move. Came the stack move. Got to the pull-up. And I knocked it down.
It's so crazy, right? When Khalil was at Boys and Girls, I would hear people in the audience saying, he's doing the same move. He's doing the same move. And I turn around and I go, Yes, because that's the same move he's been practicing. So to hear Ty say, I hit 25 in a row the night before, and I'm going to do the same move from that 25 on this dude who has no idea what the hell I'm about to put on him. Ty, do you have any idea what it's like for a coach not to call timeout? Well, I guess you do now. And say, Ty, you got it. That says he has a lot of confidence. So, walk me through it. I want to hear how it went down. So now you got the ball, everybody's flat.
Everybody flat. I called for a screen. My play opened up, so I attacked. Then the big he was like in between. Then I gave him an in and out. So he went right back on his heels. So I said, I got him. So I just pulled up.
So as this going on, are you paying attention to his heels, knowing that he's going back on his heels? Is those the things that you're teaching, Mike?
Yeah, because you know, we talk about it all the time. He'll tell you right now. He knows that in game winner situations, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna have to get to that pull up. You know, so that's what he was telling you right there, just was setting that up with the in and out and making sure he got that big to lean back a little bit, because he knows in those situations, 9 times out of 10, referees putting the whistle in their back pocket. You go all the way to that rim, you get beat up on, and they ain't gonna call the foul for you, you know. So we work on that. We talk about that, approaching that pull up and game winning situations. And he just did what he practices that yesterday. That was just something that he was doing the night before, like he said, revisiting it, and it just went the way we worked on it.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome. Because a lot of kids, you know, get to those situations and think, if I go to the hole, the referee's gonna bail me out. And then I'll go to the free throw line and I'll hit 2 free throws and we'll win the game. Hooray.
Yep. Yep.
Not the refs I know.
Yep.
Not the Earl Robinsons. Not the Arthur Lee Walkers.
Nope.
You know, they're not gonna make those calls.
Not getting that, especially not here where we come Brooklyn street ball, all of that good stuff. You know that's not happening. So, I mean, even if you look at all the clips of Jordan, Kobe, you know, game winners don't typically come on layups. You know, those are pull-ups. You see those guys hitting threes. You see those guys hitting. So just something that we, you know, try to put in his head for those situations. Just trying to, you know, figure out the things that we always want to do in certain situations and the things we don't want to do. So those are little games that we play. But, you know, he's, like I say, he's one of the best at taking what I tell him and just putting it right into his brain and storing it. You know, like he can go back to it on the right on the fly. So he's one of the best when it comes to that. But yesterday was just him going through his motions like he normally does, coming off the screen, you know, and getting to that pull up. I was definitely happy he hit it though.
Tom.
Yes.
Michael LeBron.
Mike.
Okay. That's that. Look, you passed the killer test.
You know, he next to me, man. I ain't letting him go straight, man.
Listen, that's the killer test. You want to know if a dude really studied the game, if he a killer or not? Ask him that question. And it's not to see who's better or not.
Yep.
The difference is the killer mentality.
Yep.
A killer recognizes another killer.
Mm-hmm. He know the dog's tendencies real well. He got them, so he know.
I'm telling you, that question says tons about your mentality. Because I ask kids that, they be like, LeBron, thinking that's what I want to hear. Right?
Uh-huh.
Killers respect killers. Remember that. Off and on the court.
Yes, sir.
All right. Coach, tell me about the AAU program, right? And how you got into that part of the game and the clinics and camps that you are part of?
Okay, so around about 2017, my guy Gary Shears approached me. He wanted me to do some training stuff with some kids that he had, and that eventually blossomed into the coaching opportunity. My guy, my best friend, Sticks Mitchell, he was there with me through that. Definitely helped me out with it a lot. Went on the trips with me. We went on 2 trips. We won the championship on the first one that we went on. Out in Philadelphia, and it was a great experience, man. Gary and those guys took care of me, made sure everything was always good, A1. And it was a great experience for me coaching wise. But it also made me want to get back in tune with the training side of it. You know, like it pushed me to move away from the coaching side and go back to just being the one-on-one guy for players, because again, I just felt like my impact would be felt more if I could just one-on-one build with a player as opposed to trying to bring everybody along, you know, like that. So that was big for me though, because it helped me lock into the training and, you know, take everything else off the table and just focus on that. Um, the camps, the clinics, all of that stuff, all great learning experiences. When he was a freshman at Nazareth, I worked there, camped there. Um, got to learn from Tiny, you know, so that was invaluable. Like being able to sit there and hear how he, you know, psychologically goes at guys, and you know the drills and toughness that he tries to instill into people. So I got a great learning experience from that. That was like basketball 101 all over again, you know. So I was very happy to experience that. I just finished doing a camp with Tiny Hoops in the summertime. We did like a camp for about 30 uh, small children, 7 to like 9 in that age group. But, you know, just getting out, introducing kids to the game, and, you know, just trying to, you know, make an impact out here and, you know, make my presence felt again, but just for the right reasons. Just want to help these kids, you know, that aren't being paid attention to, and not, it may not be purposely, you know, this is again not coming at any coaches or anything like that, but just trying to get to the guys that, you know, may not get all the attention from the coaches and the fans and stuff like that, and giving them an opportunity to come in and work on their game and, you know, get to the next level or wherever basketball can take them. You know, sometimes it's not college or the pros, but you know, you may build a connection in this, and somebody may be able to give you a job 10 years down the line because you knew them through basketball, or they might know someone else who has that. So, you know, just building and just trying to help these guys use basketball as a tool to build discipline in their lives every day.
Todd, when you hear Mike and the way he speaks about going after the underdog, right? What you guys are doing right now, it's going to allow Mike to continue to help kids, right? And the other kids that's on your level will come, right? But the majority kids that's going to come is those kids that people overlook. And Mike is going to take that kid and make sure that he's somebody that everyone pays attention to. That's important to have someone like that by your side, because he's not just going after the top dog.
And he built his way up from the mud, you know, so he knows firsthand. He wasn't somebody that was highly acclaimed or, you know, like that, you know, had a lot of pub behind him. He was somebody that, like I said, he scratched and clawed for every bit of attention that he's getting right now. He put in work for, because coming from where we come from, you know, certain schools don't even come to New York to recruit, you know what I mean? So it's like where we come from, you know, he had to grind and get out of here, and he put himself in a better position at the end of the day, go on and play on the next level in a situation that's going to be right for him. He won't have to go where he's just, you know, wanted. He'll be able to make a choice and go where he's needed at the end of the day.
Yeah, Todd, one of the best things you did was get to leave New York City. I'm from here. I love my city. But I think a lot of times there's a stigma that's placed on New York City guards and a ceiling that's put right there for them not to succeed. And a lot of guys run into that ceiling and don't get a chance to, put themselves in a better position. Those upper echelon dudes get to move on, but not those dudes that's like right there. And when Mike talks proudly about having his kid at Wagner College right now playing Division I basketball, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Big East, SEC, Big Ten, ACC.
I don't really know yet.
He keeping all his options open now.
You have to, but I always say this, right? Always say this: be mindful. And I don't like to limit kids, but it's something about the history of certain conferences and New York City basketball players. So you want to make sure that you put yourself in the best position. And they're not going to look at you as a New York City basketball player. You be coming from New Jersey, right? And the way your body is structured, I think you'll be able to compete Big Ten, SEC, and all the other conferences that I think New York City or East Coast guys struggling. Because I've been doing this research for a long time now, and you see what a lot of our guys do well at. So, and you still growing, Tom. Damn, how tall are you right now?
I just touched 6'1".
He was a tiny tot, yo.
Yeah, man. I got videos of him when he was just yay high, man. He didn't shot up on us real quick.
Yeah, Cookie had sent me a picture of him and Jakar when they was in 21. And then I look and I say, damn, Jakar, damn, Ty, you guys came a long way, man. And still growing. Still growing. What year you gonna be in, Ty, when you come right now?
You said what year I'm in right now?
Yes.
I'm a junior.
Time flying on us, man.
Yeah, man. Do we see McDowell All-American? Is that one of the goals on a checkoff box?
Big goal.
You know.
I'm asking you, Ty.
Yeah, that's a big goal. It's been my goal since freshman year.
Oh, it's been one of your goals since the freshman year. Now, Ty, I'm gonna tell you, make Uncle Pooh proud, man. I was nominated. I wasn't picked to be one of the top 25, right? So when you make this top 25, you're gonna make all of us proud, fam. No, honestly, and we all rooting for you, man. So now, when did you really start to give in to Coach Mike? Let's be honest. What year was it when you said, you know what? Not gonna complain no more. I'm gonna go all in. Because I know it wasn't easy in the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. I was like the end of 4th grade year, I was still like into like football hard. So I was training for football and trying to train for basketball. And then
it was Nazareth, right?
Yeah.
Probably like freshman year at Nazareth. That was when we had to go through a whole bunch of ups and downs and things like that year. That was a big year for us as far as our relationship was concerned, because we came straight from doing the AAU thing. He played for me with AAU also, and then he went straight into high school. And when we went straight into high school, Nazareth presented some challenges for him just as far as his personal growth and development as a player and as a person. So we had challenges with that, and I think once we got to that point where he got to see that, like that everything that I was telling him was happening right before his eyes, and I think that was when it clicked for him in about freshman year.
How important that is, right? Because it's going to take time. In the beginning, it's never easy. It's never easy. I know he probably was going home crying to mom and dad. His brothers like, this dude, he crazy. These people are crazy. They want me to do all these things. How they expect me to do all these things? I want to play football. Then transitioning. Then moving out of that adolescence to teenage, right? So you was going through a lot, Ty. I understand. But the fact that you had that supporting system can make the transition a little easier to where you're not quitting on yourself. Was there ever a time when you wanted to give up in the beginning? We talking about the beginning.
Not really.
I don't never remember that either. Like he always since he jumped into it, he always been hard charging forward with it. He don't ever let the little losses and none of that stuff make him want to quit or none of that.
Man, the pedigree you come from, man, you don't come from a lot of quitters, man. Your dad's never a quitter. Your mom's always been a hard worker. She's never been a quitter. You know, so you come from a lot of people very serious about, you know, their business. So that should still be in your blood. All right. So now, I want to move down just a little bit. Who's the coach where you at right now, Ty? And how's the relationship with you guys?
The coach is Mark Taylor. He coached Jay Will, and our relationship is like real good, real tight. Like he trusts me a lot.
He trusts you.
Yeah.
And Jay Will, do we come back and talk to the players?
He didn't come back since I've been there, but he did.
Okay.
I think the year before, or year before that. I don't know. He came back though.
Does Coach compare you and Jay Will at all?
Sometimes he'd be like, he used to let go. Jay Will go and get 40, and then he set him down. And then sometimes he'd be like, he compared me to Briscoe and Tyler Ennis. He'd be like, if I mess up or something, he'd be like, Tyler Ennis didn't need no pass or nothing. He used the screen every time. You don't need no plays. So he's real hard on me. But
I don't think none of those guys have what you have. No knock to them. You coming with so much more. So for them to mention those guys and knowing the skill set that you have, all right, Coach. All right. What are some of your goals for the next few years, Ty? What's some of your goals that you have?
This year, I just want to get more offers and stuff, and crack the ESPN top 100 list, and go from there. I want to have a big year.
What was that? I know you got invited down to the top 28, the top 24. What was that like? It was like a workout with some of the top players, young players in the country.
The one in Cali?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I got invited by Nate Blue. Mo Hawkless invited us. He brought a New York team out to Cali to play some Cali teams, and it was like real fun.
What happened? New York versus Cali. Tell me, Tom, how did we look?
We actually won by like 40.
Hold on. So, all the things that people are saying right now, that Cali's the new home for basketball, did we go prove them wrong?
Yeah. New York still got a little bit of stranglehold on this thing, you know. We ain't done
So
yet.
why do people keep spreading this narrative? You know,
I think it's just now that everybody on an equal playing field now, because you know we got social media, we got all these different platforms for you to advertise yourself and you know make yourself marketable. And I guess now it's just like all the people from the places that you didn't pay attention to before, you have to pay attention to now. So you know it's a little flooded right now. So that's why I always tell him, you know, we never know who's watching. We never know, you know, what coach is out there in the stands, who's looking at film of the game. So
right.
tell him we're on job interview time 24/7, you know, even when we talking to people when the game is over, all of that stuff, you know, we coming out and, you know, I tell them all the time, be professional, You know what I mean? Treat it like it's everything to you, and you'll get everything you want out of it. So right now, you know, he's just trying to squeeze the orange, man. We just trying to get all the juice out of everything we doing. You know, you know, his acclaim and the respect and that he wants to get from it will come soon.
Now, I don't usually send my questions out, right? But you my guy, right? We family. Like we always gonna make sure that we're looking good. Ty, Mike, I want you to pass those questions on to Ty. Ty, you put these questions up and then write more for yourself, right? And this is how you practice, right? Read those questions and give yourself an answer. Do it in the mirror when nobody's around, to where you ain't got a front or try to be so perfect. But practice answering those questions.
All right.
Because good, bad, or indifferent, the microphone's gonna be in your face.
Yes. Yes.
You're always gonna be. You're the point guard, right? So when you win, it's gonna be the coaches gonna get all the credit. When you lose, it's gonna be on you. Remember that early. Always remember to keep your composure. But practice these questions, answering these questions early. So when somebody's talking to you, you always sharp and you're never letting them see you sweat. Because that's all a part of professionalism. Now, in 1987, Derek Chavis, right? I was on this amazing team, Empire State Games. Ross Strickland, Boo Harvey, Derek Chavis. Oh my God. Pete Nice from third base. Dwayne Martin from above the rim. All of us was on this one team. But the reporters is like 25 or 15 to 25 reporters wanted to talk to Derek Chavis. Derek Chavis, Star Missouri, you know, played at Houston Rockets, all of that, from Queens. Derek made at least 20, 25 reporters sit on the floor. He said, if you want to speak, I'm not telling you to do this, Tom. I'm just telling the story. But they wanted to speak to him. He made these guys sit on the floor to talk to him. He sat on the floor as well. But once he had everyone engaged, he was the most professional. You would think he would be clowning. Right? It was just a gift. I never saw a star player do this. But also, the way he was articulating his answers. Because he turned something, it was funny at first, but he also let you know, take me serious. Because when they asked him the questions, the answers that he gave was so on point. They had to respect him.
Right.
So those are things that I never forgot. So what I'm telling you, Ty, you're going to be on that level to where they're going to try to rally you. And remember, when they win, all the coaches are going to get the props. When they lose, they're going to come to you. Just remember that and know that they just doing their job. But also, it'll help you look better and keep you on point if you practicing and answering those questions. So I'm glad, you know, your dad called me earlier and said, you know, my guy's going to be joining Mike. And then Mike calls like, yours okay? I'm like, this is perfect. Whenever you want to come on, Ty, and I'm serious, you want to come on, yo, I'm going to come on tonight, even just to practice the speaking in public. Because that's a skill you're going to have to reach the level that you want to reach. Got it?
We constantly talking about that every day too. We were speaking about that this morning, you know, because he was doing interviews yesterday after the game winner. So, you know, we on it for sure. You know what I mean? Because we know what he's getting ready to step into, and you know everything that entails. We're definitely working.
I see, brother. And again, makes us so proud, man. Makes us so proud. So now we're gonna get into one question for you, Coach, before we get out of here, and I get into my top fives. Is there a problem with New York City basketball right now? You know, and I know when we talk about we're going out to California and doing well, but I know that group that went out there was a mixture of kids. What is the state of New York City basketball? And I want to have this conversation with my guys at NY Prospect because they're more on the pulse of high school basketball and have their fingers on the pulse of everything there. So, as far as New York City basketball, what do you see it at right now, Mike?
I see New York City basketball coming back right
Okay.
now. But if I had to talk about the problem, I think the problem with New York City basketball is the problem that kind of we facing pretty much around the world right now, is just that things are coming too easy for these guys now. Like, you know, like I said, with the social media and stuff like that, these guys get videos and stuff. Like, you had to already be good for people to sit down and record you when we was coming up. You know what I mean? Like, no,
Yeah.
took time to do that for the bums and all of that. Like, some guys, you know, like the guy that's on the bench can just throw together a clip of all his little made baskets whenever they came in the game, and then you looking at the clips and you thinking he a star, and then you go watch it in person and it's like, what in the world? So, you know, like, it's just that, to me, that's the problem. It's a lack of consistency as far as the work goes with the game and everything like that. They don't watch it like we do, and they have way more access to it. You know, they can go on Instagram and YouTube and look at the workout to the T. If I knew what Kobe was doing, you know, and what Rod Strickland was doing when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? It's like, maybe I could have been, you know, a little bit better if I was going on YouTube, looking up all of this stuff and going out in the park and doing that every day instead of just, you know, doing whatever I thought up in my own head, you know. But that's what I feel like is the problem with New York City basketball right now. It's just a lack of commitment to getting better. You know what I mean? Because these guys that, like I said, they make these videos and they think they way better than they are before it's time. And that's not to say that they're not going to get there eventually, but, you know, a little humility and stuff like that goes a long way, and that's missing right now. I feel like, you know, everybody is on this, they deserve this and they deserve that, you know, like, and it's just hard for me when I don't see the work being put in to say these things, or to feel like they deserve these things, you know. So a lot of kids out here, they adapt the baller's life moniker, and, you know, they want to act like they got it tatted on their arm and all of that stuff, but, you know, they're not out here attacking this thing every day. They're not, you know,
That's real, man.
bed thinking about this every night. They're not doing that. You know, when I talk to him on the phone after a loss, I gotta pick his spirits up. You know what I'm saying? It don't even make no sense to call him. I might not even get through on a lost night. You know, so you know what I mean? Like, it means something to him at the end of the day, and that's why, like, it's easy for me to gravitate towards him and want to put my all into helping him, because it means something to him. I don't feel like when I give him advice or when I'm speaking to him, like, it's falling on deaf ears, anything like that. So that's why our relationship is big. And, you know, my other two guys also, same thing. You know, just guys that'll listen, and they're just trying to get better at the end of the day. They're not running from no work. You know, they waking up at 7:30 in the morning. We going to Coney Island Beach. Ain't no beach in Bed-Stuy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, because when he said, you know, we're going to run the beach, I was going to stop him early, like,
man,
y'all doing this in Jersey?
yeah, man, like, we driving 45 minutes to go to the beach to go run at 7 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's that Fall Marbury workout.
exactly, you know what I mean? And we always talk about stuff like that, the stairs with Steph and all of that, you know what I mean? So I'm always letting him know about the guys that were before him, even down to the ones that messed up, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just about the ones that made it. I'm always letting them know, you know, there was guys that were just as good as you were, had bigger names, bigger, you know, everybody was on their wave with them, and then all of a sudden it's just over, just like that, you know, and then now it's real life out here. So that's why I'm always telling him about schoolwork also. He's got to have that together, because, you know, we being realistic, it may not happen with basketball, you know, at the end of the day. So now we got to be able to jump into the real world and get a job or something like that. And, you know, I tell him to keep those leadership qualities and things like that that he's learning from basketball in mind for when real life comes, because now it may be being a boss somewhere, or, you know, it may be being a part of a team now that, you know, he's got to hold up somebody else's end or something. But all of these things that basketball teaches him and is helping him out with, you know, I'm trying to just tell him to use that, you know, and apply it to real life. Don't just think that it's basketball related and that's where it stops.
Yeah, man. I watched Malachi Smith. Since he was a freshman, my guy Chris Williams had him, and he's at Dayton.
Right.
You know, then you got Juan Carlos, who's with Speedy at Hofstra. And now you got Khalil Brantley, is with my guy, Jamal Robinson at LaSalle, right? So we've seen people, you know, these kids start the process and where they finish up at, right? And now we want to see where they take it to the next level. So I'm ecstatic to see where all of this league's top, you know, and we definitely want to be there supporting all day. All right. So now we want to get into the top five. All right. So I'm going to start off like this, Coach. Who are the top 5 players from 262 Park?
Oh, man, that's crazy.
And that's your park right there.
Oh, man.
Top 5 players, 262 Park.
My era or all time?
With, or who you know. It's just, or what you know, your top 5. Nobody else's.
So I'll start with a guy that I'm sure you're familiar with, Brian Gaffney.
Yes.
Okay, that was one. Of course, my boy Sticks Mitchell, Mo Chips.
Mo Chips. We talked about this the other day. Somebody brought Mo Chips' name up, and I said, "Hot damn! How did I forget Mo Chips?" The first time I knew about him was basketball.
Yeah, he definitely was a 262 stalwart. He was in there every Sunday. I got to watch him growing up. He's a little bit older than me, so you know I got to see him put everything he had on display in his prime. That was great for me in my development. Also, another guy I would have to say there were 2 guys. A guy named Baron Hunt when I was coming up, and another guy named Mike McNeil. They were really, really good players also in my era.
Who's the guy they call Legend? The Park. He's like around my age. And I used to come.
My man Dollar Bill, huh?
There you go. That's my guy.
Sir, Dollar Bill, Bill Carrington, that's my guy, man. You know, he wasn't my era. I got to see the end of that. You know, I didn't get to see him in his prime. You know, but I'm definitely aware of the work that he put in and that lefty jumper, man. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. He used to always invite me over to come over and play.
And I mean,
so I definitely want to give him some love.
This guy's still doing it to this day, man. I was just in there playing 500 with him 2 or 3 days ago, man. This guy's still lighting him up, man. He beat me every game the other day.
Listen, once you got that jump shot, man, it never goes away.
Go away for you.
Trust me. Definitely. All right. Top 5 players in New York City history. It's only for Coach. Ty, I'm not expecting you to know this, but you can add on if you want.
Let me see. New York City history. Well, I gotta go guards. You know, that's
okay. It's New Guard City anyway.
That's right. You know, so I gotta go Rod. I gotta go Kenny A. I gotta go. No, I want to show love to some street ball guys that I watch too. Also, I was an antifreeze guy. I was a big fan of, who else can I say in street ball? It's a lot of guys, man. New York City. I grew up in the Sebastian Telfair era.
Facts. He was king of New York at one time.
Sir,
for sure.
Up at that
That's four. That's four. One more.
I probably would have to go to my eyes that I watched. Probably Gary Irvin. Probably throw him in there.
Y'all had G Irv on a couple of weeks ago.
I definitely. So,
Man, talking about the legacy, right? That he's built for himself. He's working on the documentary right now. And to see him have the summer that he had this year, especially the last game at Gersh,
right.
it was like the icing on the cake. And I hope that's toward the end of the documentary where people can see even on a broken foot and how he was injured the whole summer and how he stayed committed.
I mean,
It just shows, you know, what kind of ball player he really is.
New York City knows G very well. You know, we all give him his flowers. You know, but the younger generation, you know, I know they don't know him as much as we did, and they ain't as familiar with him as we were. But I'm glad that G is actually still out here doing work with the basketball community, and you know, right here at Nazareth High School. You know what I mean? So it's good that we have guys like that that lived the star path a little something, you know, and got to experience the game from that, you know, side of it, and can pass that down to these guys, because he's in a similar situation right now. You know, Gary's had conversations with him, was at Nazareth as an assistant while he was there. So,
Yeah.
you know, I try to keep him abreast of everything that, you know, is good that happened before him and bad, like I said, but just getting him into, you know, those guys. I've let him speak to Eugene Harvey. He spoke to Chaz Williams. He spoke to Gary Irvin. So he's
Chaz Williams.
right.
Yo, reach out to Chaz. Let him know he need to come on his Uncle Glenn show.
Definitely.
All right? He knows the deal. That's my guy. He was, my school was actually at Bishop Ford on the top floor when he was at Bishop Ford.
Okay.
Yeah, so we go back long ways.
Hey, man,
look,
that's Chaz's big time.
Yes, definitely. So, Tom, now we're not talking about New York City. Who are some of the top guards who you look at and who you model your game after?
Number one gotta go with Kyrie. Number two gotta go.
So Kyrie, hold on. Kyrie's your guy.
Yeah.
You know his dad only let him watch game sevens. You know that, right? His dad never let him watch a playoff game. He only allowed Kyrie to watch game sevens.
Mentality.
So now you got YouTube. It's a whole bunch of game sevens on YouTube. Give me a few more, Tom.
CP3.
What do you like about CP3?
Said who do I like?
Oh man, you better not mess this one up, man. Come on.
Like he's a flow general. I think I play like him a lot. Some of his stuff like helped me like slow down the game. Cause I used to be faster than everybody, so I didn't do a lot of moves. I missed some passes because I was going too fast. He helped me slow down.
Peace.
Yeah, like change the speed.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I said change the speed. I look at like D Rose. Back in his prime.
The fact that you mentioned D Rose at your age, fam. You know how many people that forgot about D Rose?
Yeah, man. He right here in New York, right?
It's a shame we forgot about D Rose.
MVP D Rose.
This is crazy, man. Listen, you have all of these guys that you can put together, right? Stir it up in the gumbo, turn out to be TyLaur. That's next level. That's next level. All right. TyLaur, we're going to start with you now. Your top 5 MCs, yours, not coaches. Who are you listening to?
All that mumble crap, man.
Coach, Coach had to let him know. It ain't my era. All right, it's all right, Coach.
Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Polo G, A Boogie. Yeah, I don't know the fifth. I don't got a fifth.
One more.
Throw one. Anybody.
Yeah.
Who?
Drake.
Who you say?
Drake.
All right, cool. Because even though those guys make the record that he make, those guys that he said all can rap.
Yeah.
Like, those guys all can rap, even though they make the music that they make.
He got a little bit of real hip hop in him.
He snuck some good ones in there. He snuck some good ones in there. Good one, Tom. All right, what about you, Coach?
Oh man, for me, so I'm a mix yesterday and today. Jay-Z, Big, of course. From today, J. Cole. That's like my favorite rapper right now, J. Cole. Who else?
They need the ball players. Need to get J. Cole on one day, right? He represents St. John's, came out of New York City. Yep.
Definitely.
Well, he didn't come from New York City. He came to New York City to play.
Came here, yep. Who else? Right now, I like Lil Durk. Who else? I like Jay Otta Prince too. You know what I mean, from the new era.
Okay.
Yeah, I like him too.
Cool. Well, listen, we got the verses coming up, right? It's more my era than any of your guys' era. KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I don't think Chris has a chance, but we're gonna wait and see on that one.
More of a Kane guy than KRS though.
Yeah, listen, man, we got to stand. Brooklyn gonna stand up regardless, man.
Right.
For sure. Well, listen, I'm gonna have my guy. He was a little bit busy today. Okay. My artist, right?
Okay.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have him draw the picture with you guys together, and then we'll do something individually for you guys as well.
Definitely appreciate.
And make sure that happens. Ty, send me to the DM what picture you want my guy to draw of you. All right? Well, it's something that you can have in your room forever, man. Make sure you take care of you right.
All right. Thank you.
Don't worry about it. Yo, Mike, man, I appreciate you, man, coming on the show.
Appreciate
my guy Ty on. Thank you, man.
Going with the show, man. You already know, man. We've been around each other forever, so just loving to see one of my brothers doing their thing on here, man. And I appreciate you for letting me come on. My man, come on, man. We wanted to do this, so this was nothing, man. This was a pleasure.
Listen, as you guys know me, you guys have a home here. Anytime you want to come on, just hit me up and we'll chop it up. Make sure that we make it happen on Basketball Heads, all right?
Definitely, man. Definitely looking forward to coming back.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, man.
Tom, salute, young king.
You too.
All right.
Got to make sure that we include those people we seen come up from the beginning. Yeah, I know I got a relationship with his dad and his family. But outside of that, TyLaur Johnson's a great kid with a great future. Everybody know what kind of game he has. He's going to prove us right. To Coach Mike, appreciate you, young king. And you're a young king to me, and you're a king. You keep doing what you're doing. Keep making the neighborhood proud. Keep saving these kids, man. A lot of these kids depend on you. You're their gateway to a future. So as you help these kids, in return, it's going to help all of us. It's going to save our community. Want to say thank you to everybody who was joining us. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Heads, the official home for New York City basketball. Peace.